Hello, my name is Meg. Here are 9 Instagram mistakes to avoid if you want to grow on Instagram. Overthinking grid aesthetic. Aesthetically pleasing feeds do capture people's attention, and it will make a lot of people hit that follow button. My feed is not at all aesthetically pleasing, but I do try to plan my feed ahead of time in an app, and it's nice because you get an overview of what your feed would look like. But if you overthink it, sometimes it can stop you from creating and actually posting. Yes, you should have a theme in what you post, and it's nice if you can make an aesthetically pleasing feed. Just don't focus on it too much. You should be sharing content on Instagram if you want to grow, but if trying to have an aesthetically pleasing grid stops you from doing that, like it prevents you from actually posting, it's just going to hurt your growth. So just chill and don't overthink it. Because in reality, even if you put thought into it, some people might not see the same value in it as you, and sometimes when you look back, it's not exactly that good. Instead of spending time on making your grid feed look perfect, spend more time on actually creating good content, and then just by putting that great content together, naturally it does tend to look better. Not replying to comments. I just don't understand people who don't reply to comments. I mean, what is the point of being on social media if you don't reply? You might as well turn the comments off. When someone has taken time to engage on your post, the least you can do is react to it. If you don't have the time to comment straight away, at least like it so they know you've recognized them and the comment. In my personal opinion, you should always make time to comment back, but if you can't for some reason, when you do get the time, reply with a meaningful sentence and get a conversation going. Don't just reply with an emoji or a short thank you. I mean, sometimes that's all that's needed, but try to really show that you've read the comment and you really appreciate it. When people can tell that you spent time on them, you can leave a good impression and they will definitely remember you and maybe come back to your account. If they ask you a question, make sure you answer it, and also try to ask them a question to keep the comments coming. This will increase your engagement too. Also, acknowledge them as a person. Try to remember and match names to faces. Address them with their name. Really focus on that person and that comment they wrote. Every single comment you get, be grateful for it and make that person feel like it was worth commenting. Not captioning. IGTVs, stories, reels, I still see a lot of people not using captions. First of all, you don't want to exclude people who have a difficulty in hearing. Also, a lot of people look at Instagram on the train, the bus, during work. And even if you're at home in your room, a lot of people don't have the sound on. If you talk but don't have any captions, your audience won't know what you're saying, and the majority won't put the volume up. They don't have the time to do that extra action, and they don't want to, so they will just swipe to the next person's story. I know that not everyone has the auto caption feature, but if you do have it, get the most out of it. And if you don't, do it manually. It takes time to do it manually, but it's worth every second and effort. People will actually read it and appreciate it, therefore stay on your content longer, which is what you should be working towards, so there's nothing bad about offering captions. I do know some people who say it clutters the screen, but I think it's better to have cluttered but easily understood content than have non-cluttered and really hard to understand content. I hope that made sense. Again, if you have the auto captions on any of them, please use them. I also mean this in posts too. Yes, Instagram is a visual-based platform, and yes, a lot of people prefer quick and short-form content, but if you want engagement, if you want a connection, if you want to build a relationship, you should be writing captions under your pictures. You could share a beautiful makeup look, but only have a bunch of emojis or just one hashtag, maybe a short sentence like, today's makeup. But if you have no proper captions, I mean, what are the audience supposed to do? Most likely they will double tap out of courtesy or routine, but they will keep scrolling because they don't know how they should react. You need to give them value or emotion for them to respond. It doesn't have to be a long caption, but at least explain what's in the picture so people can react to it. Think of it as a message to your audience and always have a call to action. No covers on videos. Whether it's your feed posts or reels, so many people don't have covers on their content. On videos, you can adjust the cover, so toggle around and make sure it clearly tells people what it is. Reels-wise, it takes time, but make a separate cover. Even if it's just a screenshot from the actual reel content, make a separate cover and elaborate it. Think of it like a book cover. It's the first impression that counts. It needs to be good quality, easy to understand, attention-grabbing, and intriguing for people to actually watch it. It's fine without a cover when it gets on people's feeds, normal grid feeds, because it plays automatically and you don't really see the cover. But when people come over to your profile and see it on your grid feed or the Reels tab, it just makes it easier to understand the content, and it looks more professional if you have a cover. Sometimes it looks aesthetically pleasing too. If you're still watching and you're enjoying the video so far, then please consider hitting that like button. It would help my video get in front of more people and it would be very much appreciated. Thank you in advance. Now back to the video. Chasing the wrong followers. It is nice to have followers, and yes, sometimes you do need a certain amount of followers, like maybe you need 1,000 followers to be able to apply to a campaign. I know a lot of people who just want 1,000 followers. They don't care who they are, they just want 1,000 followers because they think it's a status and that it will open up a lot of doors. Now, I'm not going to lie, follower count does still excite me, but when they're the wrong followers, it will only damage your account. Say you review makeup, but your followers aren't interested in it, and because they're not interested in your content, they won't engage with it. You want people to engage, right? I'm sure that's the reason you're posting on Instagram. You want people to see you and respond to you, but if you don't get that engagement, you just won't grow. And to grow, to reach new people, you need your existing followers to respond to you when you post. Because when you post and say you have 1,000 followers, Instagram doesn't show it to all 1,000 followers. They only show it to a percentage of people, and if people respond to it, then they show it to more people. So it is better to have less followers, like 500 followers, but have 200 of them who are actually interested in you or your content and engage with you, than have lots of followers, like 30,000 followers, and only have 10 of them just liking your posts. For example, my Instagram account is about makeup and skincare reviews, and my target audience are people who like wearing makeup and or have a passion in skincare. I don't need people calling me pretty and saying that they want to become my sugar daddy, and I certainly don't need those Amazon sellers sending me stupid requests. You need the right people to be following you and engaging on your posts, especially if you want to become an influencer. At the end of the day, your followers need to be people you can influence and people who will buy things on your recommendation. So if they don't even engage, you won't be able to influence them. Focusing on the wrong numbers. The number of followers and likes are the least two metrics that you want to look at. It's not your fault. Every time you open Instagram, when you go to your profile, on the very top, right in the middle, you see the number of followers you have. When that number is there, it's hard to ignore it. It's hard to understand and accept the words, you don't need lots of followers, because it's right in our faces. And even though Instagram has hidden likes, you can see how many likes you got in your analytics. And if you use the browse feature, like look from a PC, you can see how many likes other people are getting. Instagram hasn't actually hidden it completely, so no wonder we're still focused on it. However, you have to understand that following someone and liking a post can be done in a second, even without thinking. I'm sure you've done it before, especially with liking. I certainly have. You're scrolling and you just double tap without thinking, or swipe into the next slide, or without even reading the captions. It's instant gratification, and it's nice to get a like, but it's not the most helpful or valuable metric. Comments, shares, saves, and getting DMs are so much more meaningful. Yes, these can be done quickly too, but it takes a bit more time than following and liking, and when someone can spend that extra second on you, it means that there's value in you or your content. Also, the purpose behind it is so different. Even if it's just one emoji, to take time to stop scrolling and comment means that you've grabbed their attention and you've moved them in some way. Hitting that share button means that they wanted to spread it to their audience. Saving means that they want to look back at it again. They found value in it. Getting a DM means that they want to connect with you. They want to build a conversation or a relationship. It takes more time and effort to do these things, so look at these numbers more. It will tell you what your audience enjoy from you. Hence, you know what sort of content to make in the future. Your audience will respond well to it. Instagram will show it to more people, and then you will grow. Asking for shoutouts. Shoutouts should be genuine. If someone likes your content, they will share it at their own will, at their own timing, so please never beg for shout-outs. I mean, yes, they used to be really effective, you got followers, but nowadays it's not that effective anymore, and it's more like spam, and people will know that you're just asking them so you could grow. You won't be able to develop a true relationship with them. If you are going to ask them, you at least need to have some benefits for them, which in most cases, you probably don't have any. And if you do shout out someone, don't expect anything back from them. The minute you expect a return, it's not genuine anymore, and people can see that. And when it's not genuine, when it feels like a transaction or an obligation, again, the relationship you could have had would be long gone. Don't get me wrong, I love supporting people, but I just can't stand it when the only time they DM me is for a shout out, or they shared me on their stories, I didn't do it back, and they demand me to shout them out and say they're going to unfollow me if I don't. That mentality, I just don't get it. I'm sorry, I just don't get it. You're talking to the wrong person. I'm sorry. Ignoring analytics. If you haven't switched to a creator or business account, I highly recommend you do to get access to analytics. It tells you how many people your content reached, which post got you the most comments and saves, how many people clicked on the link in the bio. It has everything. Well, nearly everything. With this information, you know which posts performed well, and now you can produce more of that content and grow. There are a lot of features and it can be overwhelming, so if you like, I could do a video about it. Please let me know in the comments if you would like me to make a video where I explain the insights for you. There are other tools you can use, but the Instagram insights are totally free and it's offered by Instagram themselves, so make sure to take a look at it. Shady tactics. Buying followers, likes and comments, doing follow for follow, like for like, loop giveaways, joining engagement groups. These are all still popular, so many people still do it, and it's so easy, and as tempting as it can be, it only damages your account. Trust me, I've been there. I've done these tactics in the past, and yes, it worked. Like, you do see big growth quickly, but it's not real. My vanity metrics went up, but my engagement went down. I was never happy or proud of my account because I didn't achieve it organically, and I didn't know what content was actually really helpful to people. You will not be able to build a connection or a relationship, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of being on social media. It's a waste of money, it's a waste of time and energy, and most importantly, Instagram doesn't allow it. Well, so many people are doing it, so they kind of do allow people to do it, but it is against Instagram's terms and guidelines, and they will take action eventually. People I know have recently got blocked from their own account. Some get action blocked all the time. Some have actually lost their account. Basically, Instagram deleted it. And it's people who I kind of knew did these shady tactics, or they told me that they did. So be careful. Instagram knows. They're not that stupid. And if you do these tactics, one day it could happen to you. You could lose your account, and then you lose everything you worked hard for, and you're basically screwed. Especially if this is your full-time job or you earn money from it, or if you want to make it one. Just don't do anything shady, period. Growing on Instagram is hard and it takes time, but it's not impossible, so all the best to you. These videos might help you too, so please go ahead and check them out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.